Why Jamaicans live with a sense of injustice. Those that have a duty don't seem to care. People, welcome back to the Skywalker channel, where good coffee makes bad people feel bad. But hey, that's not a bad thing, is it? Today, I'm serving up a hot and bitter brew of truth. And if you are watching this while sipping your morning coffee, well, buckle up because this cup might jolt you awake or something like that. Before we dive in, let me make one thing clear. This isn't about orange or green. It's not about one party or the other. The issues I'm about to discuss cross party lines and reflect a broader political culture that has persisted for decades. Case in point, the pipe in my lane hasn't been properly fixed since the days when Edward Ziaga was in office and Colonel Charles was in charge. That's how far back this goes. But you remember that Colonel Charles thing, well, if you are old enough, trying to get justice for the people from utility companies. This is about systemic neglect, not partisan blame. And for the records, there were more PNP people in the lane than JLP, so there was no partisan concern for Siaga was JLP. They were just doing their job at the time. Now, let's get into it. You see, in Jamaica, we don't just drink coffee with bitterness, we live it. Jamaicans live with a sense of injustice every single day. And I'm not talking abstract theories here, I'm talking about the daily grind we know too well. Let me start with a pipe. Yes, a pipe. Not the kind you smoke. Though you might be tempted when you hear this. I'm talking about a water pipe in my lane, a lane that's been paying taxes faithfully for decades, only to be abandoned by the very systems that claim to serve us. This pipe, it breaks under pressure, much like our patience, and when it bursts, guess who's fixing it? Not the government. The citizens, us, the people, out of pocket, even if it means going hungry. I mean, it's happening now. And when we call the Water Commission, oh, the stories. One time an agent claimed it was a private pipe, as if we are running a personal water park in this lane. Another time, directions to a fountain of water spraying in the air was impossible to miss. Seemed to stump them though. And here is the kicker. A hefty water bill to top off the festive season after citizens fix their pipe in December. Merry Christmas, Jamaica. You see, Jamaicans live with a sense of injustice because they are unjustly treated, especially by public officials. But wait, there's more. Let's talk cell phone companies. These delightful purveyors of modern scams. Remember when texting a number for a contest turned into something like a money sucking vertex? You only text a number once. I tried it once, I remember, and my credit disappeared faster than a politician after elections. Their response, you didn't opt out. You didn't opt out. Apparently, in Jamaica, not saying no explicitly means they can text you repeatedly and charge you for it. Scamming. Scamming. I remember even saying it to the agent, and you know what he said? No, it's not scamming. You know, it's not scamming because it's being done by a company, a big company. The people are just small, so they can scam. Terms and conditions, they say. It's terms and conditions, it's not scamming. Yeah, terms and conditions. But if you do it, you scam. Come on. Do right for the people, public officials. It's what you signed up for. Do right for the people. And don't get me started on the banks. Oy. Poor Jamaicans already struggling are getting nickel and dimed by thieves. ATM not working. Better hike half a mile in the sun only to find another ATM not working. Need cash desperately? How about paying a business person $1,500 for cashback to withdraw $15,000? Huh? Well, it's an opportunity for them because they see how the government treats the people. Because when you are poor, every system seems designed to take the little you have and leave you with nothing. And does the government know? Do the public officials know? Certainly. They have seen it, they have heard it, and they sit around watching and saying maybe it stopped. Did they inquire? Did they try? Did they stand up for the people? Oh, well, they say they are not hearing any complaints anymore. But how long do you complain? We have been complaining about the pipe for uh, 40 years. So what do we do? Take up the phone and call and complain? Jamaicans live with a sense of injustice. Now, let's talk politics. Red, green, it doesn't matter. Leadership feels like a never ending relay race, with each button pass looking suspiciously like the last. Promises to fix the lane, stopped at the boundary, burst pipes left to flood and destroy, and yet, before every election, a sprinkle of gravel gets tossed on the road as if that'll patch up decades of neglect. It's got to be fixed like no. You guys gotta stop it. Gotta stop it. There are parts that you don't have to borrow billions to fix. Simple parts, like just telling these people stop exploiting the people. Just demand that the right protocols are being followed. Do you have to borrow $1 billion to hold the banks or the parish council or phone companies to account? Jamaicans live with a sense of injustice, and as the things that cause not a thing are never being fixed, why will they believe you and anything else? They believe that everything about every politician is corrupt because the politician's culture of little care will give them no better judgment. All they see is corruption. The corrupted companies that are robbing the people are reflecting to them what the politicians think about them because they know just by a word the politicians can fix it. Why is it never in the politicians' interest to say, well, ease off, I'm defending them, I'm protecting them? Oh, but here is the best part. Spark program. Tell me something. Can you can you look at a person who's been abused and robbed for 40 years and tell him that something is coming named Spark and tomorrow he's gonna have to pay again? Today he had to pay again. The next day he's gonna pay again, and you are gonna tell him to hold on there. Something soon come. You people need to be sensitive. You need to think there are things you need to fix. A ray of hope. Not so fast. It's aimed at fixing a road nearby, turning left away from the worst conditions we are living in. So the worst condition is up there, but we're taking the corner right there because we didn't see it, but we see the water spewing down the lane and we didn't ask. What kind of world are we living in? What kind of country is this? Hmm? Hmm? Two different terms. No, three. Three different parties or two different parties. Two different parties, two different terms. And the road stop at the same place before it finishes before it reaches the top of the road, it stops. When one party does it, one councillor does it and was removed so that the other councillor would fix it from the other party. And so the next councillor came and did the same thing. Mm-mm. So what's the difference? A ray of hope. Let's skip that. Let's skip it. Let's skip it. Jamaicans live with a sense of injustice because we are constantly reminded that fairness is a privilege, not a right. Whether it's the government, corporations, or the system itself, the message is clear. Fend for yourselves. That does not look good. It doesn't look good. No, Jamaicans do live with a sense of injustice, which has created a skeptical and angry culture, which breeds bad mind. It has to breed bad mind. Come on, where is Sapphire Langmore? It has to breed bad mind. Ask Sapphire Langmore. As I wrap up, I want to leave you with a thought and maybe a sip of hope. Change starts with waking up, with calling out the injustices, sharing our stories, and refusing to let the status quo lull us into silence. This channel, this conversation, it's my cup of coffee for you, and I hope it keeps you up long enough to think, to act, and to demand better. The political culture must change. People that go into public offices must be sensitive. They must be there because they care. Those that never did well must never be returned to high office, right? Mhm. We know FinTech again, for example, because they will just not do well again. With all the positives that are being done by this present administration, while everyone talks about the financial parts, what about the simple things that don't take a dollar to do? Like saying a word. What about where you care and demand better from those outside of government who will exploit the people you were chosen to serve? See, see, you cannot be as effective until you have that concern that makes you affect the all and sundries. Yeah? Hmm? Maybe, oh boy, think about this. Maybe every politician should take a different look at that part. People are being neglected and exploited. We have been living this way since independence and still the care is lacking. I hope this little talk will highlight that reality. The parts that don't even take borrowing $1 billion. What does it take to stand up for the people and speak? Forget the greed of politics for just a minute and think about the people who you swear that you will serve. That's all I have to say for now. Until next time, keep sipping, and keep questioning. And as always, keep walking the sky with a skywalker. Think on these things, my people. Peace out.